Okay.
Oh, those things. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Do 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 do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not find out, you have found us, your brothers in arms, here on twitch.tv/brothers in arms podcast. We are here. We are live. You are listening to the soulful sounds of the underground. It is episode number 149 on the 24th of March in the year of our Lord 2024. Gentlemen, hello and good evening.
Good evening. Wow, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, you're missing your calling. I'm going to keep saying it. You're missing your calling.
I will, when I retire and we get settled somewhere, I will find some Podunk baseball team or something where I will, now batting, number 27.
No, you got to be an announcer for minor league hockey.
Oh, yes, that would be awesome. I'd listen to that.
The hard part would be finding a team that would actually take me.
The Norfolk Admirals have a dude that gets on there, and his name is Rod Fitswell.
Right.
Family Channel?
Oh,
No, seriously, that's
goodness.
his name. He's on a morning show called Rumble in the Morning on FM 99, and the guy who's the main host, his name is Rick Rumble, and Rod Fitswell is the sports guy.
Oh my
So
goodness.
That's
he gets
hilarious.
on.
That's
he also
awful.
does news. It's great. It's
Oh, man.
Now my question is that his actual
Right.
name?
Or is that his stage name?
Stage,
That's
like
his
his
stage
DJ
name.
name.
Yeah.
And if it was his real name,
God bless him.
your parents are terrible. Let's just not cut any corners at all. Your parents are mean.
Not ours though. Ours are the best.
No,
Hi, mom and dad.
no, ours are awesome.
Oh man. Oh,
Man, that
and
makes me
real quick, happy birthday, Grandma.
happy
birthday,
birthday,
Grandma.
Grandma.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
No, that makes me think. Did you guys see? I don't know how much you guys follow. I'm not crazy about basketball, but
You're gonna throw the hat.
yeah. Did you
was the
see
hat.
that?
Yes, I did.
Did you see that? Oh man, that just same thing. I'm not. We don't need to go into detail, folks. If anyone's listening to this and you really just have to go and look it up. Long story short, there's a thing in the NBA where players of opposite teams will take off their jerseys and they'll hold each other's jerseys for a photo. And it's like, hey, like you take my jersey, I take yours, everything's cool. Well, this guy's last name can be misconstrued, and naturally he makes sure that he runs with it. And he's done a few jersey exchanges so far, and the team that he plays for, their social media manager was actually fired after one of said photos got posted online.
No way.
So, yeah.
If you find it, put it in the chat, please. I would appreciate
sure. Yeah,
that.
no, I'll
Oh
look it
my
up while we're
goodness,
talking, but-
that's awful. Yikes.
Mm.
Yikes.
I
Ugh.
definitely thought you were going for college basketball.
Right,
not,
because of the
something
UK
else.
that I'm wearing up here and all the
Mhm.
broken brackets that this team is now notoriously trashed for. So,
Yep.
go Cats. Wait, hold on. I learned it. So, CATS. Cats. There you go. All right, that's what I get for going to Merit Week. Yay, Merit Day.
Nice.
Yay.
How much did that hurt you U of L alumni?
You know what? Dirty birds all day long. It's all good.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so. Greg just threw it up in our in our Discord chat, the one that only 3 of us can see. And yeah, I can see where that is a problem.
Yeah.
That-
No. So he plays for he plays for the Toronto Raptors.
Uh-huh.
That's really for everyone listening. That's all you need to know. Just
Wow.
go searching and you'll find it.
Boy, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. and he runs with it, and he did a couple of them, and that one most recently, and it of course it hit the internet, and the internet thought it was hilarious, and the Toronto Raptors do not, for obvious reasons, and naturally they the social media manager was fired over it. So.
Rough. Yeah, that's a bad day, and also a poor choice. So
Yep.
let's keep integrity in all the things that we do. Hey,
Family
well
channel.
done, family channel. Yes,
That's a watch-standing principle.
integrity first. That's right. Oh, it's a watch-standing principle. Watch-standing.
It
What'd
is
you call
indeed.
it?
Watch-standing principle.
Integrity.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them.
Watch-standing principle.
Yeah. The acronym used to be 3 F's and a pickle.
Okay. Okay.
So it was.
I love the military.
That was great,
The Marine Corps' JJ did tie buckle.
man. So it's formality, forceful backup, foresight. It's not one anymore. They lumped that into other stuff, so now it's 2 F's and a pickle.
Okay.
Procedural compliance, integrity, questioning attitude, and level of knowledge.
PIQL, pickle.
Pickle.
Got it. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. I still like 3 F's on a pickle.
3 F's and a pickle.
That's going to come across very well in the show notes. So, well done. Well done, gentlemen. That's fun. I like breaking the ice with you guys. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, it's better than asking how much a polar bear wears or weighs.
How much does a polar
How
bear
much
wear?
does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break the ice. Hot.
No. Oh. Starting with the dad jokes early. I like it.
That was well played, sir.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
I still like polar bear wear though. That's good for me. I like it. So, just good stuff. Who wants to start today? I think the least prepared should. So, Greg, how about you tell
Yeah,
us about
Greg,
your
you're up.
week?
Oh man, nothing too crazy. I've been so for you guys like our last week's show. Anyone didn't know I'm working nights now.
Mm.
I was actually able to get away this evening to be able to run, come home and get a chance to chat with you guys. So awesome. Didn't have to try and do it at work, dealing with a million other things at the same time. But being on nights, my schedule has been completely out of whack. And with that and the weird hours, and Brandy's working a day job now, and between those two things, we never see each other,
Yeah.
which is really frustrating.
Yeah.
So Saturday was awesome. She did not have to work, and neither did I. And so we were able to just spend time together. So like that, honestly, that is the highlight of my week. Like Saturday we got up, we were able to eat breakfast together, go to the gym, do yard work, just got all kinds of things taken care of, and just spend time together,
Good.
which was amazing.
Yeah. It's important.
And so that, honestly, like that was, aside from that, like working late, most nights I don't get off work until 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes later. I'm usually not home until sometimes like 2 or 3 in the morning, depending on the day. So that's kind of been my norm. I go to work in the afternoon, and then I don't come home until really early, in like just after midnight, or sometimes later. I have gotten a chance. I've been working. I told you guys. I'll pull this guy down real quick. So I have been working on my painting. So this dude has his base coat done,
Nice.
right? It's kind of hard to see because of the doesn't want to focus, but
It's
he's
like
coming
me.
along quite nicely. So I've been working on those when I get a chance, but um, still trying to figure out how I am going to get them uh, safely in my stuff when
Oh,
I deploy.
to
Because
deploy.
I plan on taking a bunch of my minis with me to at least the ones I haven't painted yet.
Sure.
He's gonna
That
be
is
that guy in the barracks.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
holding it up.
Actually, I found out funny thing. I found out one of my one of the guys that works in maintenance control, which is the shop next door to mine.
Uh huh.
He's into so he doesn't play Warhammer. He just likes painting figurines.
People will pay him to paint.
And yeah, and well, he doesn't really do any commissioning stuff. It's just something that he enjoys doing. That he's got. I can't remember. I think he does a lot of orcs. He's like that's one of my favorites, and he
Huh.
just has a boatload of orcs, and he'll, when he finds models that he likes, he'll buy them to paint them, and that's just something that he'll do. So
To
I
each
got a
their
kick
own.
out of that.
Yeah.
I've tried to avoid the Warhammer just because I don't want to get into playing. I don't. I've
No.
Here's the problem. Like I have an issue with, and as cool as Warhammer is, a decent match, like the style of play that's really popular right now, because you can play the what do they call it? Oh, I don't remember. So there's like a small form, like you can buy a basic army
Right.
and play against each other. A combat patrol. That's the thing. You can buy a combat patrol, but
Hmm.
most guys don't play that format. At least not around here at my local game store. Which, by the way, Alex, I visited. I supported it the other day.
Yay.
Nice.
Well
I
done.
and I went and bought. So what I've been getting, because they're a heck of a lot cheaper, um, is the D&D.
Oh yeah.
You can
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
D&D models. I've got a couple. I keep looking up. I've got a couple sitting here over my desk that are on my to-do list. Um, they're really detailed. They're not crazy expensive. They're only a couple bucks a pop, and I've been buying those. And just that's what I have been. If I'm painting anything, that's what I've been painting.
Good job.
So those are fun and entertaining. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's really about it. I had we went to breakfast. I said we went breakfast on Saturday. Went to Toasted, which is a really nice like brunch place. A
Mm-hmm.
boatload of orcs, yes. um, I just saw Liz's post, and that's making me laugh. But no. So we went to the restaurant and had breakfast. I had a we both got a hash, like think like corned beef hash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of hash. Gosh, it sounds terrible.
You're in the West, man.
Yeah,
You're in
no, 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 we don't-
California.
You are in
I'm
California.
sure you can find that. I guarantee you, there's a restaurant in this state that does that. I'm not even gonna Google it. But no, this place just it does. They have really good food, and so we went and had
Yeah.
breakfast there.
That's a valid point. He got a hash at a place called Toasted.
Yes, I did. I got hash in a place called Toasted, and there was no illicit substances in any of the food because that would be horrible.
That you know of.
Gosh, man, if they did that, that place would get sued their pants off because there are so many people, both military and civilian, that like to eat there. It's one of the more popular restaurants in Oceanside that does brunch on the weekends, and they're really good. So yeah, so just had breakfast and then got stuff done around the house this weekend, and I started my week today. I went into work for a little bit. I had to get some paperwork done, and then popped home to get a chance to talk to you guys. So
Nice. Good times, man.
it's been fun.
Alex, you're cheesing over there. What you got, buddy?
I'm always cheesing. I think it might be the pain. I'm not sure. We'll see.
The pain?
Oh yeah, dude. So we moved this week, right? Since the last time we talked, I talked to you guys in Georgia, and now we're in New York.
Phew.
I went to work for the first time on Friday. We got in Friday morning, technically, at like 1. And I got up a couple hours later to go in and check into the new command. I think over the course of the week, I'm at like 22 hours in the car. And that's across like 3 days. Only 2 of which were travel days. So, yeah. But we got in. I got checked in. I came home. We set up. We're in an Airbnb for right now while we're still house hunting. And Friday night, it was okay. Started to snow a little bit. Saturday morning, it was really snowing a bit. Such to the point that Saturday evening we were buried under almost 2 feet of snow.
Yay!
Yeah.
Welcome to the north.
Yep.
Yeah, it went from nothing to almost 2 feet in like a day. And we had to return a trailer on Saturday. So I got out there with the snow shovel that, we've had in Virginia for a while. That I drove up here the first time when we came up here and went house hunting and looking. I put that in the back of my car, just in case, along with a bag of kitty litter and,
Of course.
blankets, towels, water, all that stuff.
The escape plan.
Oh, yeah. Always prepared.
Yeah.
Well, I got out there and I started trying to shovel almost 2 feet of snow out of this driveway. And, Greg, you know this because you've been up in this area. But, Patrick, the city does so well when it comes to clearing the roads.
Sure.
The place that we're staying is right off one of those major roads, right? And I'm out there shoveling, and I've got maybe half to 3/4 of it done, and the snow plows come through, and most of the stuff that I got out
Goes
they
right back
just
in the driveway.
shoveled it right back on. So
Yeah.
I'm a little frustrated, but whatever. I kept going. But less than a minute later, the second one came through and pushed more on top. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Forget it.
All right. So I kept going. And then the third one came through. Gentlemen, I said some choice words and I went back inside.
I love New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So we called U-Haul and we're like, hey, we're gonna return it tomorrow. How much is that gonna cost us? So it'll be like $20. It's fine. Cool. Well, the Airbnb, the guy who owns the place, texted us and said, hey, we weren't really planning for this. We didn't know there was going to be this huge snowstorm. There's a guy that's going to come over and help, shovel the driveway. I'm 3/4 of the way done. I said, okay, sure, that's fine. My back is killing me. I'm not going back out there again. I look out there less than an hour later, and he's got a snowblower, and he's just goes through the little bit that I had left in like 20 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
So, gentlemen, I'm gonna need a snowblower.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Upstate New York.
Upstate.
What
Oh.
So,
Uh-oh. Greg's thinking.
I was gonna say like getting one. So, like, wait till you guys buy.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah, I'm gonna buy one in the summer when they're cheap as crap.
yeah.
Mm.
But look, yeah, do your research before you snatch one up, because you're gonna get snow, and obviously the handful of times that you're gonna want it,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna want it. You'll need it.
Yep. And then I'm gonna sell it with the house whenever I leave. It'll be fine.
No, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. But other than that, Monday, Patrick, unless you want to do this,
Go ahead, man.
uh, Patrick and I got an opportunity to meet up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in Atlanta, and Monday was our last day in Atlanta, and we had all these plans that I needed to get a car with 4-wheel drive because basically my car wasn't going to make it all the way up. It wasn't going to make it to Norfolk and then from there up to New York.
Nope.
I'd have been broken down somewhere in like Tennessee, which is weird because we didn't even drive through Tennessee. That's how messed up this car was.
Oh man.
I'd ended up way out somewhere, so no. But while I was down there, Patrick and I were going to meet up that night, and he was like, well, I'm just going to come over and hang out with you. So I had to go and go to the bank and then come back, and I got stuck in Atlanta traffic, which is always wonderful. So I left Patrick there to walk around and, look at cars and, do whatever he's going to do.
I looked in some really amazing cars, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were okay. And
They
some
were
of them
neat
like,
to look inside, yes.
Yeah. He saw a Tesla.
I saw multiple Teslas. I've never seen one before on the inside. That was fascinating. Range Rovers, never seen the inside. Saw a few of those. Saw a few Lexuses. Lexi?
Lexi?
Lexums, lexicons.
Yeah, those.
Smiley face.
Uh-huh.
Emoticons.
A few Mercedes. It was really cool. These are cars that I never would have opened the door before and seen inside without getting arrested. So it was really quite nice. I enjoyed that part. So yeah, but keep going.
Well, we went out to dinner, and there's a
Yes.
place up in Cumming, Georgia, that Wally and I went to every single time I came down, and it turns out that they have gotten more branches and expanded. So they were out in Norcross. So I was like, we're gonna go have barbecue. So we went to Q out in Norcross, and it's spelled like the pool Q, not like barbecue. So CUE. With a period at the end of it, Q period. And had a good time. Had an opportunity to sit and eat and fellowship for a little bit, and then he helped me make sure that all my lights work, and then we left.
Yeah, that was an interesting location. Not the food. The food was great, but the buying experience, that was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have a map SD card. It's coming. It'll be here tomorrow. I'm kind of excited about that.
Map. Oh, good for your car.
Yeah.
Nice. I hope it works.
Yeah.
May the
Well,
odds be ever in your favor.
I bought it from Nissan, so I mean it should work.
Yeah, it should work.
Yeah.
You had to buy an SD card for the. Does it have like a GPS built in, but no maps?
Yes.
Okay.
So the issue is this place, they buy most of their cars from auctions,
Lemons.
and either the auction place or some of them had lemons, yeah. Either the auction or something else. They take out any personally identifiable information about the last owner, and apparently one of those is the SD card for the map.
That's silly.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy enough to get a new one, so it's not too bad.
Still frustrating.
Yeah.
So long as it actually is it like a Garmin based or is it Nissan?
It's Nissan.
Oof.
Why?
Cause dude, after that experience many years ago with I don't remember what that Cobra I think was the brand that Dad had.
A cobra?
Yeah,
Cobra.
Cobra la la
he
la 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 la.
he had this GPS, and Dad, I don't know. You can chime in here if you remember this thing, but he had this GPS for his Concorde, and I remember. It was after I was home on recruiter's assistance, so I was like a young lance corporal, and so it was the holidays, and I was home visiting mom and dad, working at the recruiting station during the day through the week, and I borrowed dad let me borrow the car, and I had gone to visit some friends that I had met. Like it was they were having like I must say it was New Year's. It was like a New Year's party, and I left the party and I punched in the GPS to go home, and that thing did not know like the roads. It was so bad how like this thing. All I remember is I basically ended up on a road that wasn't a road anymore. That they had torn up the road, and I slid down a hill from the top of one road to another road because it was just a muddy hill, and I made it to the bottom safely, and it was like never again. Got home safe, but I will never forget that till the end of my. I do not trust. I don't trust them. So anytime, like it's like I'll use Google Maps because that thing is updated constantly,
Sure.
and I don't like using anything else for that reason. I mean, any of the current stuff. So like obviously like what is it like Waze? Waze is fine. Google Maps is fine. Totally fine. No, Dad. There was no adult beverages. No, there was no adult beverages. I was 100% sober. It was just, holy cow.
That's
I
not a road.
used the GPS, and the GPS led me astray, and it did not work. It did not end well. So, yeah, lesson learned.
I Where we're going, we don't need any roads.
I wanted a road. Oh man.
Oh man.
Scared me to death.
No doubt. Ugh. Alex, would you like to finish?
I think that's pretty much it, honestly. Like
Yeah.
we've just been setting everything up. I'm downstairs in this the Airbnb. I've got the washing machines that are right over there. Got this nice window providing awesome natural light on
Oh,
the
it's
inside behind
lovely.
me.
It's lovely.
So
I'm just waiting for a face to show up.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. So the lady that lives, like, I can see her house through there. Her name's Karen, and she's actually a really nice lady. She's very old.
Good.
So she's got a dog, and she was excited to have us here because this is an Airbnb, so it's
Right.
like
So
usually somebody
typically
new.
empty. Right.
Yeah, it's empty, or there's like somebody new.
No.
So Liz has talked to her a couple of times. She's a really nice, sweet old lady. Just has that unfortunate, name of Karen.
Well,
Well,
only a few have ruined that rep.
yeah,
That's all it takes, though.
it's true.
Actually,
That's no fun.
I think that would be an interesting rabbit hole on another time. Who destroyed the name Karen? Yeah. I peeked him.
That's a great question. And I'm sure the internet has the answer of where, what is it, like Karen and then is it Ken's?
Oh, I have no idea who the
There's
the
yeah.
dude
I don't know.
reference is.
the backup to that that's not quite on Karen level is it's Susan for me.
Oh, Susan is one for you.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So I refer there's a piece of equipment at work that I used to operate. Her name is Jocelyn, right? And because a whole bunch of stuff is turned off and we've shut a whole bunch of things down, she just constantly yells at you.
Oh,
But it's not like in a very like mean way of yelling at you. She just goes burp burp, or she'll just start like flashing and all sorts of weird stuff. So you have to like quiet her down.
we're talking
She's
about a
not
machine or a person?
machine.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Like,
She thinks for herself a little bit. She's the beginning of Skynet. So for those of you guys who have seen Terminator, look out.
yeah, the uprising.
But essentially, Liz, the answer to that question is Brad.
Or is it Chad?
I think it's Brad.
No,
Chad is something
Chad's,
different.
Chad's something different.
Yeah, it's either that or no, not Kyle. I'm gonna say maybe Kevin. No, we're gonna go with Brad.
Okay.
But anyway, like she would yell at you, but it wasn't like constant and it wasn't like a nagging kind of thing. So she wasn't at that Karen stage. So I just referred to her as Susan.
I
And
know
it
some.
worked.
I know some very pleasant Susans. I've worked with them.
I do too, but at the same time, like
Just enough.
Susan. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. You remember that song about Susie Q?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just
I
wondering.
remember the Disney film too.
Before my time.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
So, thanks, Alex. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, man.
That's good stuff. So, Liz says I'd go with either Kevin or Brad. I've rolled my eyes at people named both. Oh, good to know. But never at Patrick's. See, Patrick's are just like we're on a different level. You know, we're pretty chill. The other Patrick I know of here on campus, he's pretty chill too. So, he's so chill, he goes by his last name. Lewandowski. Uh-oh. Spell check's getting her. She says, oh no, Patrick's are top. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, but Lou's pretty sweet. So my week has been pretty dang snow. Yeah, I hear you. No, dude, I have never seen that movie. Fascinating.
1996 when it came out.
Huh. Fascinating. So, like Alex said, we met up on Monday. That was awesome. It was a great experience. But while I was there, I got approached by a young man named Nafi, Nafi. And Nafi is a sales associate there at this dealership. And he shook my hand, and he somehow got my number in order to get me to come back to take a look at a car. So I told him what my limit was, because we're looking for a car for Julia, and definitely something safe and sturdy, and not a bunch of miles, but enough miles that we know it's going to be a comfortable car. And Nafi was like, sure, I'll hook you up, no worries. So from that point on, I got a text message about every other hour from this company on behalf of Nafi for me to come in for a test drive for this vehicle that I had found but wasn't on their lot at the time. So I signed up for Thursday in the afternoon and said we'd come and check it out, all three of us, me, Carrie, and Julia. So it's on the north side of town for us. So it was about an hour trip from my house up there. Maybe Nafi is the dude Karen. He wasn't that pushy. He was actually very, very congenial. He was very nice. He was a nice young man. And so we get up there on Thursday. We're actually early, and the car is on the lot. And it's a Nissan Rogue. And take a look. We walk around the car. I mean, it's got a couple scuffs. There was no real damage to it. I wasn't too worried about it. We popped it open. It looked good. It was relatively clean. It smelled decent. It wasn't that bad. So Nafi meets us outside and he says, well, I had to fill up the tires because it was on our last lot and it hasn't been off the lot in a while. Okay, no problem. We go inside to look at the Carfax. And as he's showing us the Carfax, he shows one page of one of its last services, and it failed because it was out of alignment in the back. Okay. Well, let's go for the test drive and see what's up. So I get in the front, give him my ID. He punches it through the system. I'm safe to drive. Let's go. So I get in the driver's seat. He gets in the seat behind me, Carrie's in the passenger, and Julia's in the back seat as well.
Right.
I turn it on. The car cranks up, gets ready to roll out. I put it in drive, and I don't get 20 feet across the lot, and the back end is doing this number.
No.
And I said, we're not even getting off the lot. I'm done driving this car. We're not buying this car. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, the back end is shimmying. He says, what do you mean it's shimmying? I said, bud, do you not feel you going side to side as I'm driving? And he said, I didn't notice anything. And I'm looking at my girls and I'm like, this isn't happening. We're not getting this car for Julia. And so I put it in park. Everybody gets out and he says, well, let's see what else is in your price range. Okay. Well, we're going to see what else is in our price range. So we look at two different cars, one of the Nissan Versa and another one is something or another. And they get this other one from the fifth lot again, and it rolls up about 40 minutes later. We get in the car, we drive it down the road, it drives fine. Julia actually gets in the car and drives it back. So we're like, okay, I think we can do this no problem, no big deal. Well, we get to the finance part, and I put my information in, and we throw it up to finance, and we're able to put this much in. We're able to put this much as our deposit on a $8,000 car, and they're asking for this much as the deposit.
Nope.
So, Nafi, you've been excellent. We thank you so much. If there's any way that we can be any kind of good survey taker for you, we'll do it, but we can't do that. He says, hold on, let me take it back one more time. Let me see what happens. So he takes it back. We wait another 15 minutes. He comes back and he says, I'll see you to your car.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, I'll see you to your car. And we're like, that's what we thought. Thank you very much, Nafi. You've been great. And so we left. We got there just after 5. We left the dealership a little after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oof.
We were done. We were done. And the poor girl, Julia, was heartbroken. I don't blame her. We were to that point of pulling the trigger, and it was a dud bullet. I mean, it wouldn't fire. And we ended up like that. So Julia then gets on the internet and she finds a Subaru. And I'm like, oh, I trust Subaru. These are great. Let me go look at it. So we go on Saturday. Carrie and I go on Saturday because Julia had youth councils this weekend. We go up to this dealership up in Gainesville, Georgia. So ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta to Gainesville, again, you're looking at about an hour to an hour and 15-minute drive one way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We have guests that are coming in, and they're going to be here roughly about 2 o'clock. Dealership opens at 10. We got to go. So we get up to this place just after 10 o'clock. We've already called the bank because we're like, we can probably get a better finance deal through our own bank. Let's just go that route, right?
Absolutely.
We get up to the dealership, and it's a mom and pop dealership. It's called El Camino. Now, gentlemen, if you haven't been to Gainesville in a while, the Hispanic population has grown by a lot in Gainesville. And El Camino is owned by a Hispanic family. So we go in, and already I feel like I'm back in Costa Rica with the language that's there and everything going on, the familia feeling. It's fabulous, right? So we go in, and before we even go into the dealership, we park the car because we're like, we want to go look at this Subaru. So we walk down or we see it when we pull in. We walk over to it, and lo and behold, the pictures did not do this thing justice. The pictures, it made it look great, but when you walk up on it, you realize this isn't great. the moonroof is taped.
Oh no.
The moonroof is taped. There's this humongous, like, it definitely got sideswiped from the front tire to the back bumper. It's all just concaved in. Like, they got all of its good sides and not their not the truth, right? So already we didn't even ask. We're like, no, it's not happening. We're not going to do that. So then we split from that car and started walking the other cars that are next to it. And we come up to a Chevrolet Sonic, a 2016 Chevrolet Sonic. And we open it up, and the first thing I notice is, gentlemen, it's a manual.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Sweet.
And I went, okay, this is all right. This is because Julie and I have already talked. We've been like, you know what? If we get you a manual, will you learn how to drive it? Absolutely. Well, fantastic. So we're looking at this car. Guess what, boys? $4,995. I'm thinking, sweet, this is a good buy. What do? I pop the lid. So I pop the hood, lift it up. Gentlemen, this engine is immaculate. It's gorgeous. It's got a brand new battery put into it. This is a nice looking car. I get into the driver's seat. I'm able to operate everything. It's got all the bells and whistles that you would hope for a car from 2016. And it's got like 140,000 miles on it. Reasonable,
wow.
Right? Reasonable.
Yeah.
So we go up into the office, and I ask her, okay, so what about this car? Can I test drive it? And she said, sure, give me your license. So I hand it to her. She scans it, sign here. She hands me the keys, and she says, you can take it to 585 if you want to. Just bring it back when you're ready. And I'm like,
Yep.
what? So Carrie and I go to this car. We pop in. I put the brake down, fire the thing up, and boom, off the route we go. The thing drives like a sports car. It's just so nice, and it's got all that feeling, and I'm just loving it, right? And we get into the parking lot. We're showing all these things to Julie on FaceTime. She says, "Oh, I like it. It's pretty. Da da da. Yeah, I'll learn how to do the standard and all that." And good stuff. So we get it back to the lot, and I get ready to back it back into its parking spot. And gentlemen, I cannot for the life of me figure out how to put it in reverse.
What?
Yep. Then I was like, okay, Carrie, I need you to get over here. I'm telling her how to put it into neutral so I can push it back into the spot, because I'm not about to leave this thing out here, right? Mm-hmm. So I get her into the seat. I roll down the driver's side window. I get out and I start pushing the car, and unfortunately it's at an incline, and so I can't push it up the hill. So I'm like, all right, put the brake on, pull it back up, turn it off. Before you do that, roll up the window. The driver's side window doesn't roll back up.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, okay, car, you've gotten 2 strikes on you. This is no bueno. So I go back up to the place with my hat in my hand and my tail between my legs, and I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but I could not put it in reverse. I don't know why it wouldn't go in reverse for me. She says, may I have the keys? I said, yes. And as we're walking back, I said, also, I couldn't bring the driver's side window back up. And she had this look on her face like, oh, man, I've either been found out or what did you do to my car? That kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So we get back there. She is probably 5'2", okay? And she hops in this car. She rolls the seat up to where it should be. She throws in the clutch, cranks it on, And then she reaches down and she uses her hand and she lifts up a plunger and is able to push the knob over and up into reverse. And my head hit the top of the car. I was like, are you stinking kidding me? That's all it took. These not new, they fixed it. So first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what I remember is first, second, third, fourth, in, over, and back for reverse.
Yeah.
Well, reverse for this car is over and up, so left and up. So in order to keep the car from going in reverse by accident, it has a plunger release underneath the knob. So you lift that up and are then able to push it over and up to put it into reverse. My bad. Number two. Number two, the window. She was like, it isn't working. I said, no, ma'am. I tried everything. I turned it off, turned it back on. I don't know what she did, because she rolled down one window in the back, rolled it back up, rolled down this other window, rolled it back up, and then all of a sudden that button worked. I'm like, ma'am, I don't know what you did. She said, are you interested in this car? I said, I am, but I don't want my daughter to be stuck with a down window. And she said, we can replace that if we have to. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So we drive another car on the lot just to make sure. And we're going through all this rigmarole, and everything is, it's looking the right direction, but I'm still not sold on it. And so finally we ask her, ma'am, our bank hasn't called us back because it's Saturday. Our bank hasn't called us back. If we were to finance through you, what would be the interest rate? And she says, and I quote, anybody want to guess?
Nowadays,
6.75.
I was gonna say closer to like 13.
Wow. Okay. 26%.
No. Nope.
That's a negative.
That's a no.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
That's what my Lance Corporals will do on the. I got this brand new Camaro, Staff Sergeant. Oh, that's great. What's the interest rate on it? Oh, it's only 35%. Only,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So 26% was well, thank you very much, man, for your time. My name is Patrick. If this car is here after we've talked to our bank, we would love to come back out and talk to you. But we can't commit to that. And we thanked her very much for her time and the use of both of her vehicles. It was lovely. But yeah, we took the hour-and-a-half ride back into town and got some very good discussion about everything. But all that to say, we are still in the market for a car for this young lady, and we're not giving up hope yet. So, bada bing, bada boom. And also, she graduated Corps Cadets on Sunday. So, huge shout out to Julia. Boys, have you both graduated Corps Cadets?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, same here. Cool. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Mom. And Dad.
Thank you. Cool. All right, so that ends my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's a heck of a story.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Pray to find Juju Bean a new car.
Amen. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the sun has gone down. I'm going to do this.
It's gone down over here too. See?
I can finally open my window.
Mm. Yeah, it seems like a personal problem.
Lovely. Sorry, family and friends.
The sun's getting low, big guy.
What a great movie.
Oh, so wonderful.
I'm just waiting for Deadpool.
Oh man, I laughed. I'm looking forward to that one. Did you guys see the new Beetlejuice?
What?
Trailer?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they're making a sequel.
Is
Tim Burton directing?
Of course.
Michael Keaton.
Keaton, is he coming back?
Yeah. Winona Ryder's in there.
No way.
And then
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega
what?
is going to be in it too. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. I'm looking forward to
Right?
that. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, quick story, only because it did happen this week. So I went, I, so Brandy did work last night. I know, right? Off subject. Brandy had to work last night, so I took her to work, and then I went and picked her up. And when I was there, I was waiting for her to finish up at she's working Cheesecake Factory, and so I was hanging out and I was talking to the bartender while I was waiting, and that's how I got into this conversation because I had seen, she's a cute, she's such a Beetlejuice fan, and she said something. She goes, when did that movie come out? I'm like, I honestly, I'm pretty sure it came out like late '80s, early '90s. She's like, oh no, it didn't. It didn't come out then. And I pulled it up on my phone, and I'm like, yep, there it is. I'm like 1988, and she goes, that's almost 40 years old. And I was like, please don't say that. Please don't say that.
Wow.
I'm like, it's only 36.
Exactly. It's only
It's only
36.
36. It is not 40. Oh, gentlemen, I know we've talked about it, but it still makes me both laugh and makes me sad.
40's coming for you, boys.
Oh man, coming up fast.
Coming up faster for you than
Yeah,
me.
that's right. Oh, there's nothing
Enjoy.
special about it, boys.
I'm
enjoy
gonna
it
call
as
you
long as I
old
can.
Nothing.
for an entire year.
That's
Be like,
right.
man, you're 2 years older than I am.
Gert.
Yeah. For an entire 2 weeks.
That's right. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
You're old, bub.
Ugh.
Well, gentlemen, I think it's my turn.
It is. Exciting.
It is. And we're kind of short-ish on time if we're gonna throw some dad jokes in at the end of this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna relay a little bit of my personal life with you guys real quick.
It's getting personal with us.
So I have a YouTube addiction,
Oh.
and it happens quite often. Usually, I have to be either listening to something or watching something to go to sleep.
Sure.
Right? It helps quiet down the tinnitus and all that jazz. Sometimes it's a book, but more often than not, I queue up YouTube for the first time that day, and I just go to sleep. Well, one of the things that I end up doing when I, can't sleep is there's a YouTube channel that I watch, and it is called The Outdoor Boys. And I don't know if you guys have seen them because they're on YouTube and TikTok, but The Outdoor Boys is one dude. He's a Mormon individual who was a lawyer. He was a traffic lawyer in Virginia, of all places, but he grew up in Alaska. So he does all sorts of like wilderness survival tips. I've watched this man for hours at a time build an underground snow shelter.
Oh, I
where-
have seen this guy on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, short
where he's
videos.
like- yeah.
Yeah.
So the long videos are pretty great because he's a family man. He takes his kids with him sometimes, and they're all learning and doing stuff. He builds log cabins. He does all sorts of different things, and he is like Bear Grylls in the fact that he says these are the things that you should have if you're going to be out doing wilderness survival. And then he breaks it down even further and says there's, these things that if you have nothing else, you should have.
Mm-hmm.
So, gentlemen, my short question for you today is if you were stuck somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some wilderness survival scenario, whether that be, a deserted island or, somewhere in the woods or something along those lines. You got 3 items.
Mm.
What are they and why?
Mm. Hmm. I've not thought about this enough to really give you a solid answer.
Mm.
So, my 3 items would have to be. Are we talking long term or short term? Just regardless.
We'll go with short term.
Short term? Okay. So a knife with a striker on it.
All right.
Is that
I'll
one
give
or
it to
two?
you.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll give you that as one.
Thank you. A tarp. And a tarp for, yeah, that could be shelter, that could be warmth, that could be, you name it. It could act as many different things. And then probably for a binding agent, I would have a roll of 550 cord.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Greg?
Mine. It's funny that Patrick said that because I was like, please. We all think way too much alike. Mine would be a good knife. Some sort of tarp, something along those lines. And my last one was not rope. I want a compass.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you want a compass?
Because if I'm lost, especially if I'm in the woods, I would want a compass. That way I could, no matter what, even if I couldn't see the sun, I could navigate.
Mm. You know, all you have to do is just look down for the moss. Moss grows on the north side of stuff. That's north.
That is not always the case. What if you're in somewhere where you can't find moss?
Mm.
And if you're not in a clearing in an open like I could use the sun with a couple sticks hammered into the ground to figure out north, but honestly, the easiest way, that takes forever. I would want a compass.
All right.
Nice. Alex?
Mine is pretty similar, right? But for slightly different reasons. So obviously, you want some implement, right? Some cutting implement, whether that be a knife or a hatchet or, machete of some kind.
Machete.
I would go with Liz on this one, and I would have a hatchet. Because you're not really worried about cutting so much as you're worried about
hacking.
breaking.
Right.
Yeah, so you want to be able to cut as much as you can. A hatchet allows you to do, bigger trees, like limb-sized trees you can use to build your shelter.
Sure.
With which you won't need a tarp at that point. If you have some way to build some sort of primitive shelter, and build it tight enough, you're not going to have water that comes in on the top. I would also do 550 cord, right? But I would take it apart because 550 cord is built up of those tiny cords that are in the middle of it, which you can actually use to make a fishing net.
Ooh.
So you can take all of those out, you can weave them together into a net, and those cords are tight enough that you can literally put that out as a trout line, and you have caught food at that point. And then the last thing is, quite honestly, it's kind of weird, but I mean it works. Some sort of animal pelt. Right, whether that be like a deer pelt or elk or caribou or something, because that'll help keep you insulated from the ground a whole lot better, and you're not using like a sleeping mat or something that's weird. It's more natural. Keep you elevated a little bit too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good call.
Fun.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
Right.
Good question, buddy. I like it. Well done.
I figured it'd be quick.
So every morning I announce to my family that I'm going jogging, but then I don't go.
Yeah.
It's a running joke.
Meh. I don't run.
I don't run.
2 slices of bread got married. The wedding was amazing until someone decided to toast the bride and groom.
Did they become a sandwich?
On
Equals no subs.
Only $2.99. You win that
Isolate that, please. That's nice.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Why do astronauts use Linux?
I don't know. Why?
They can't open windows in space.
Oh, astronauts. I heard pastors. Why did I hear pastors?
No, astronauts.
Same job. It's okay.
Yeah. Someone replaced all the buttons in the elevator. It was wrong on so many levels.
Time flies like an arrow and fruit flies like a banana.
And flute flies.
Flute flies.
Fruit flies.
Flute flies. Did you know that Lance may be an uncommon name these days, but in medieval times, people were named Lance a lot?
Lancelot.
More of a Galahad man myself.
There it is. Percival.
Why don't skeletons fight each other?
They don't have the guts.
They don't have the guts.
Hey, well done.
I got it right.
That's right. I visited my friend at his new house. He told me to make myself at home, so I threw him out. I hate visitors. What?
What? Why were scientists disappointed by the reception of their new weapons test?
I don't know.
It bombed.
Oh. My sister just delivered a baby. I knew she had it in her. Her. Why do we need walkie-talkies? Our relationship is over. Me. Our relationship is what? Over.
Oh, man.
Yep.
You know, geology rocks, but geography, that's where it's at.
This is right. You are so right. Yep.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to find my last one. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I already told Alex this one, but Greg, I called up my landlord and said, hey, I got a leak in my sink. And he said, go ahead. I'm not judging.
Oh, man.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I think we've said that one before.
Final one? You got this.
I'm on a whiskey diet.
Yeah?
I've lost 3 days already. That's terrible. It's funny. It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you took the time to watch all of our episodes from episode 1 to 149, you too would have lost 3 days. And we appreciate you for doing that. So thank you.
Oh, more than that.
So very well. 149 at an hour apiece.
It's more
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're
More
right.
than a couple
It's closer to 6. I can math.
I cannot.
I cannot. Yeah.
I
well,
can.
Yes.
Alex can. Yeah. We're proud of you, bud. But
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
an athlete.
You are a mathlete, but he doesn't run.
No, I don't run.
So this has been episode 149 of our weekly podcast, Brothers in Arms. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you're not, you can watch us live on twitch.tv/Brothers in Arms podcast. You can also find all of our past episodes all the way back to episode 14 on our YouTube channel, Brothers in Arms Podcast. It's fun because our last episode got 21 views before tonight's episode, so that's kind of fun. The title is entitled The Cindy Lauper Plopper. So we're having fun with these titles. I hope you are too, because we sure are. And if not, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. But you can also catch us anywhere podcasts are delivered. This is for free, costs you all nothing, but just a little bit of your time and hopefully some good belly laughs along with us. But yeah, that pretty much is it. You can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at Your BIA Podcast for Twitter and Your Brothers in Arms for Instagram. Gentlemen, anything else before we hit that magic button?
Oh, yes, as always, continue to drink water, change your socks, take your Motrin. Good for you.
Yeah, that's the winner right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex?
Layers are important.
Amen.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah. I love New York.
It's cold up here, bro.
It's cold, yeah. And it is pollen season in Atlanta. Everything that isn't yellow is yellow. Everything that isn't yellow is yellow. Red leather, yellow leather. So yeah, good times. Take your Sudafed,
Claritin.
Allegra. Take whatever you
Claritin
gotta
D.
take in order to survive out in this fabulous stuff. But yeah, what a joy it is, and we are so grateful for it. And we're so grateful for you. Thank you all for hanging out with us, chat room. You've been a joy. Thank you so much. Dad's giving you a shopping list, Alex. I love it. Dry socks and adult beverages, rock and roll. And
I'm good on both of those.
We always knew that you were. So, folks, y'all take care. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Boys, I love you.
Always.
Love,
I
brother.
you too, bro.
Y'all take care now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, hold on. I got a fun one. Hold on. Here you go. Here's an old one.
Came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, that one's okay. This one will always stick.
God bless Katy Perry.
There we go. God bless Katy Perry.
God bless Katy Perry.
God bless
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.